Of the 20th century's great entertainers and most loved, leaves a Pennsylvania courtroom after being found guilty on all three charges in a retrial where half a dozen women testified that he drugged and sexually assaulted them. There were no cameras allowed inside the courtroom, but witnesses say that Cosby lashed out at the prosecution when they were discussing whether to revoke his bail or not. Cosby was found guilty on all three separate counts of aggravated indecent assault, all second-degree felonies. The jurors immediately believing the testimony of the prosecution's chief witness, Andrea Constand.
Constand came here to Norristown for justice, and that's what 12 jurors from Montgomery County provided her.
We are very disappointed by the verdict. We don't think Mr. Cosby is guilty of anything, and the fight is not over.
The judge is allowing Bill Cosby to remain out on bond, but he must surrender his passport, and he must remain at home until his sentencing. We want to bring in former prosecutor and the late feed anchor, Vinnie Politan. Vinnie, what is prison time looking like for Bill Cosby right now? What are we talking about in terms of years here?
Okay, well, this judge is going to have a lot of discretion, Jeff. Each count carries up to 10 years in prison, but that's not the number you should be looking at. The real number we should focus in on first is 22 to 36 months, because that's the presumptive term under Pennsylvania law. That's where the judge starts, in that range. Then the judge should go either up or down 12 months, depending upon the aggravating and mitigating factors, the evidence that's brought in at sentencing that makes Bill Cosby look good, the positive aspects of his life versus the negative aspects of what's gone on. So the real range is probably somewhere between 10 and 48 months. Then the other big decision for the judge will be, will these counts be served consecutively or concurrently? Consecutively, one after the other, or concurrently, all at the same time? So there again, you see a huge disparity in what the ultimate amount of time Bill Cosby will ultimately serve. And as you said, Jeff, this was actually the retrial of Bill Cosby. First trial ended in a hung jury. So a lot of folks are wondering, what's the big difference between the first trial and the second trial? And there are two big differences. The first being that 5 additional accusers came in and testified in the second trial. That is powerful evidence. The other part is the landscape of our nation, where we are now in the post-Me Too society that we're in. That may have played a large role as well with this jury.
Really astonishing. I mean, I'm of an age where Cosby has always been one of my favorite performers, someone who has always been seemingly a part of my life as I've consumed pop culture. The thought of him in these circumstances still is impossible to wrap your head around.
It really is, but he's now Bill Cosby, sex offender.
I know.
Convicted felon tonight.
Incredible, sad story. All right. Vinnie Politan, thanks. See you tonight at 11 o'clock.